Nick Stewart. I'm joined today with KB. KB, you look like you got a little frown on your face. What's irritating you, bud?
Well, Nick, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not in a good mood. I'm going to be like Wade Barrett says. I'm afraid I got some bad news for you. All right? Because here's the bad news for you. Nick, I am sick and tired of AEW wrestlers who call themselves professional wrestlers and WWE wrestlers who call themselves professional wrestlers. We're not talking about amateur wrestling. We're talking about professional wrestling. And I'm sick and tired of those guys botching a lot of these matches. Every time you turn around, it's somebody doing some sloppy wrestling, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching. I want quality entertainment. I don't want some amateur. If I wanted some amateur wrestling, I'd go out here in the backyard and film myself, okay? So that's what I'm upset about. I'm tired of it, and we need to get back better. We need to do better. Like the other night, Kenny Omega was wrestling that Kevin, what's his name? Kevin, the new guy, whatever his last name is. All right, so he's wrestling him.
Kevin Knight.
Yeah, Kevin Knight. He don't even hit him the right way, and then Kevin Knight, of course, gives him the pity fall. And I'm like, this is pitiful. Get it right. You're a professional wrestler. You should be in the ring. You should know exactly where the guy is at all times. FTR was the same way. I'm tired of it, Nick. Do better, man. Give us better quality shows, and that goes to both brands, and we'll move on.
Yeah. Well, I do want to see your amateur video, though, so make sure you send that to me. All right,
I'll jump off the roof.
Today, we are going to go over 4 different Wrestlemania matches that's coming up, and we're just going to give a few scenarios in each of the matches. This is not predictions. Our prediction show is coming out next week, and you're going to find out that I am the smartest one of this group next week. It's going to take me a week to think of it, but we're going to prove that I'm the smart one. I'm the prettiest. And by gosh, I'm just daggone good looking. But
don't make me go Stephen A. Smith on you. And I conclude, and I'm telling you, Nick, that I am the one that's telling you that you need to do right. Don't make me go Stephen A. on you.
My first match is going to be the fatal 4-way between Dirty Dom, Finn Bailor, Penta, and the Intercontinental Champion, Bron Breakker. And this is for the Intercontinental Champion. My first scenario is Dom wins. Dom wins, makes the big feud between him and Finn. And that's just one scenario. What do you think of that scenario, Kevin?
Well, this is what I think, Nick. I think you're exactly right. I think Dom, wins that match, and I think he gets some help. He's been begging for some outside help for a long time, and I think Rusev comes and helps him out. How about that?
Yep. I agree with you. But these aren't our predictions just yet.
Yeah, not just yet. We're just talking about scenarios that could happen. It's just what we're thinking that could happen.
Right. Second scenario, Penta wins. What do you think about that? Then I'll give my 2 cents on it.
Well, Penta's one of the hottest new guys right now. He's a rising star, so, they can go ahead and put the belt on him. So I definitely see that happening as well. So,
yeah, I can see Penta winning because he is very hot right now. But I think, and this isn't predictions or anything, but I think they want to make him chase it just a little bit more. But I could see him winning because I'm pretty sure his gear, his merchandise, and all that good stuff is selling out real good right now. So they might want to blow him up a little bit more. Then also Bron Breakker. I think there's a scenario where he still retains, and but I'm not sure who else can go after him. but there is, there's probably a few more people out there that could go after that. But, that's just 3 different scenarios for that match.
Well, you think about
anything
Braun
else?
Breaker. Well, Braun Breaker, think about this scenario, okay? Again, we're talking about scenarios. Usually the champ has good odds, going into a match like this, especially a 4-way. All he's got to do is keep, the other 3 from winning. So if he can do that, which he's beaten all of these guys, right? So
Right.
he could leave there being the champ. So, again, it's scenarios that we're talking about. We're not talking about, spoilers yet or predictions. We're just talking about what could happen, right?
Right. Just different scenarios that could happen. Our next match is the women's 3-way match between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. And the first scenario is Io retains, which I think that'd be good for business, and especially good business for Io. I'm seeing how Rhea and Bianca, they're treating Io.
Yeah, she's getting disrespected.
Right, she's getting
And
disrespected.
that's why, again, I'm not making a prediction. I'm just saying, if you look at it, the possibility is that, WWE could go with Io keeping that belt,
Yep.
Again, it's champion, all she's got to do is let them 2 fight and just sit back and watch the fight.
Yep.
Because both of them, Rhea and Bianca, both got their eyes on each other, not the eyes on the prize. So
Exactly. Now, the second scenario, Bianca wins by doing the dirty deed, becoming a heel, which I think she's already the heel in the group. But
yeah, she's wearing a lot of black.
She wore all black yesterday.
Yeah.
And her other outfits, they've just been throwing off heel vibes. How she is acting is throwing off heel vibes, and I can see her winning by doing something real dirty to win, and that might be how they get her heel character going.
Okay, I'm gonna throw in a prediction, right? Or what I think could happen, right? And I think that maybe we see Naomi get involved in this match and help Bianca win.
There you go.
Good. Again, this is not our predictions. This is just scenarios. Yep.
Our third match is one I'm really looking forward to, which I'm looking forward to almost all of these. But CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, our tribal chief. Throw up the ones.
That's right. Acknowledge my tribal chief.
And Seth Rollins. First scenario. Paul Heyman helps Seth win the match. And screws over both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Like I said, this isn't a prediction. This is just scenario. I want to say I did make this scenario about a month ago before all the hype started up about it.
Yeah, I think they followed your lead, Nick.
I know. I just need to check.
You were one of the first ones that talked about that scenario. So kudos to you to track that, because that's definitely something that I feel like can happen. Possibility.
Yes. All right. Second scenario. Paul screws over Punk and helps Roman out. Because you got to remember, he loves his tribal chief. He'll do anything for his tribal chief. He loves his best friend, but best friend ain't his tribal chief. Do you think that scenario could happen?
Could. I got another scenario in mind. All right. So you got these 3 juggernauts, they're headlining WrestleMania, night 1. Music drops, and here comes Brock Lesnar. Clears out them all. And Paul walks out with Brock.
That would be cool.
Now, who loves the spotlight more than Brock Lesnar? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
If he's going to be in there, he's going to want to be in the main event spotlight in that, and walk out with Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that happening. That would be really cool if it did. Which any of those scenarios would be cool, especially the first one and the last one there. All right, our fourth match. Jey Uso versus the Ring General, Gunther. We got three scenarios here. Jey gets help from The Rock. Jey becomes the third member. And KB called this one way before. Nobody's thinking about that. I hadn't heard one single person talk about that. So this goes back to KB. If it comes true, hey, you get to tell everybody you knew it. So still like that scenario.
Yeah, I love it. I think, even the promo that we saw Monday, Jey wasn't eating.
Yes.
he was not eating.
He was in all black.
Yep.
I mean, it all. He said he'll get revenge for his family, and that family might help him. So, hey, I'm leaning heavy that way. The next scenario, Jey wins as a babyface. He's just a huge babyface. So, WWE, they like their baby faces. So, I can see that happening too. But after what happened the past week or so, I'm not 100% sure about him winning as a babyface. Then the third scenario, Gunther wins. Because WWE, they have not liked what they saw from Jey Uso in the past month, being sloppy. So, any of those scenarios, anything to add to any of those?
Yeah, I think Gunther, he has a good chance of retaining, he's just a dominant force. So, I mean, they could swerve us all, but, I tell you, it'd be hard not to put the gold on, Jey. I mean, in that performance, he came down there and handled his business.
Yeah.
There was a couple times he had to get he had to get his mind right. Mm-hmm. He had to get, his thoughts together. Right. Yeah. But buddy, he that was the best promo that I've seen him cut yet. And buddy, he sat there and said, "I'm going to do it for my family." And I believe Gunther lit a fire in him with Jimmy, and buddy, it's on, and I think that, this is the first time I actually saw Gunther kind of respect Jey, he kind of was like, had a worried looking face on him. So again, it could happen scenario, but we'll talk about that in next week's promo. How about that?
That sounds good to me, bud. Now, is there going to be an upcoming Old School Friday?
You know it. We're going to get into Old School Friday. We're going to talk about the biggest person to ever, wrestle, and that's Andre the Giant. So we're going to get into him. We're going to talk about the biggest guy in wrestling and talk about his accolades and achievements. And so that's what we're talking about on Old School Friday. Andre.
It's safe to say that show's going to be gigantic.
Yeah, there you go.
But before we leave here today, if you don't mind clicking that little like button, that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell, and leave some comments. Tell us your scenarios. Might be something we hadn't thought about. Hey, please send it to us. But we're out here for Pile Driver Wrestling. See ya.